Yes, welcome along to episode 15 of Upping The Ante in association with Bet365 with David Jennings and Johnny Dineen, counting down to the 2024 Cheltenham Festival. And before we start, Johnny, we have to say congratulations to cameraman Lawrence, who got engaged, Johnny Dineen. He got engaged. Love is in the air just before Valentine's Day. Lawrence has got engaged. I wonder will we get an invite?
Oh, no disrespect to Lawrence, but I certainly hope not anyway. Oh. I'm not a wedding man myself.
You're not a wedding man?
No. I remember being, it sums up weddings for me. I was in a boozer one night and I said to Fred, you know, when I went home last night, you know what, I opened the door and there was a letter and there was a wedding invitation. And he looked at me, he said, do you know what? He said, I'd rather a rat came through the letterbox.
You're not a wedding man, Johnny.
Right. Oh no, I don't. No. Look, you want to be a big gargler for those things. You know what I mean? And now they're 2-day and 3-day events as well to make it even worse. Do you know? Like I hear fellas saying we're going to wait. When is it on? It's on Saturday, but I'm going Friday. Be back about Tuesday. Do you know what I mean?
So there's one, Lawrence. That's one off your list anyway. So you're saving a few bob. Johnny doesn't want to go.
Yeah, I'd rather give a present than not go now, to be honest.
Okay, and I'd say you're very generous. In fairness to you.
Well, I'd rather give anything to get out and go to a wedding anyway.
You'd nearly pay for the wedding not to go.
I'd pay for some of it anyway.
Tell me this, Johnny Dineen. How was your week? I did chat to you before the show, and it's very rare that you do say, "Geez, I had a great week."
Well, I had a goodish week, yeah.
Oh, it's goodish now that you came on camera. It's a goodish week. It was a great week a minute ago.
I had a good day Saturday, but I give back a bit of it on Sunday now. I give back almost half of it anyway. So look,
how good was Saturday?
It was as good a day as I had in a while anyway. Yeah, it was.
Even 2023.
Yeah, I'll be up there with him. Yeah, but look, it was one of those days. You kind of smell early on how you're going to. You know how you're going to get on. You get maybe a bit of luck in the race.
Why was it so good?
I didn't put a foot wrong, to be honest, really. Do you know what I mean? There was a few winners at the end of the day I didn't even back him, but everything I did was kind of right. Whereas Sunday was kind of the exact opposite. You get beaten by a 201 chance and you just smell that ain't going to be your day. Do you know what I mean? You know, kind of way. And I didn't hit a winner Sunday. No, I did pull up halfway through the day because I said, like, if I keep going, I'm going to give back what I won yesterday. Yeah. No, I did give back close on half of it, but. Look, some days, I think I laid a horse in some place, he was beat ahead, he could easily have won. Those type of things happen, like, was there a close photo there? I'm not even sure. Did I get the benefit of the doubt in one of those? So, look, when your luck is in, you're inclined to, your luck kind of stays in, and when your luck is out, it stays out, I find. I find anyway, when you back a horse that should have won, that maybe falls the last, or you get beaten by a 1,000,000 to 1 chance, you'll never win those days, you know what I mean?
Yeah, shut up shop.
Well, I mean, you try to minimise the damage anyway.
So does that mean, Johnny Dineen, you're in front so far for 2024?
No, still slightly behind, but I close it in and out, so it's manageable, yeah.
You've got it in your sights.
Exactly, yeah.
There you go, so great day for Johnny Dineen on Saturday. Hopefully he'll have another great day this Saturday. So let's get on with the show. So you know the drill by now. We kick off with our questions from the crowd, and the first one this week is a corker. It's from Simon French. And Simon wants to know, Johnny, if you're going for dinner and you can invite 4 racing personalities, who would you invite to dinner? Now, you do like your dinners. You like your fancy dinners. Right. He mightn't drink, but he does like his fancy food. So you're going to the nicest restaurant in Dublin. What's your favourite restaurant in Dublin?
Look, I wouldn't know Dublin
Dax.
that well.
You like Dax?
Dax is good, yeah. There's probably nice ones. I've been in a few of the nice, but there are probably even nicer ones, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So there are.
Well, let's pretend you're going to Dax. Free advertisement for Dax, right? You're going to Dax and you can invite 4 racing personalities. Who are you inviting?
Well, the first one, without a shadow of a doubt, is Mark Prescott, or Sir Mark Prescott anyway, yeah. I just find him, like as a guy, I find him fascinating. I could listen to him for hours and hours. You know, I mean, I've seen him. I don't even watch these kind of YouTube videos much, but I watched him and I think you could listen to him for an eternity. You know what I mean? I just think he's a clever man. He's really articulate. He's a touch of the posh side about him, but I wouldn't mind.
Touch of the posh side.
Yeah. But like I just find him like, put it this way. Okay, he's a racehorse trainer, but he could be anything. You know what I mean? I think anyway. Do you know what I mean? The second guy.
Okay, so who's sitting beside Sir Mark then?
The second guy falls into the exact same bracket. Another, he's a racehorse trainer, but even though he's a very successful racehorse trainer, I think like he's probably even underselling himself as a racer, because I think this man could be like the leader of the country. Yeah, that's John Gosden.
John Gosden.
Oh, I think John Gosden. I could listen to John Gosden forever as well. I think his interviews are like. He comes across, he's eloquent, he's articulate, he's just a really clever man, isn't he? Like, you know what I mean? I just think he is. And like, when you compare him to, like, Okay, it's a racehorse
go
trainer.
handy now.
Okay,
Go handy.
No, I'm not comparing to a racehorse trainer. I'm comparing to him like
A politician.
he looks like a statesman to me. Do you know what I'm
okay,
saying?
yeah.
He looks like I'm not into politics now, but he looks like
Tony Blair
or a David Cameron but like when you see that big galoot with the blondie hair, what's he called? Boris Johnson, yeah. And like he is a leader of Britain or whatever he was. Like how was he leader of anything? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the show, you couldn't even dress him up, could you? You couldn't even put a suit in him. Whereas this guy, I think this guy is fantastic anyway, John Gosden. He's another for like this do all night anyway, you know.
Okay, so John Gosden, okay, is number 2. Who's number 3?
3, I went with Harry Redknapp.
Oh,
yeah, I think
a bit of comedy in there.
Yeah, I think Harry Redknapp is a great character. Yeah, I think like he can obviously talk about soccer, but he has some horse racing story. I just like the Cockney wit. I like Cockneys anyway. Full stop. I do. They have a special type of wit, and he has it. And
did you ever hear about the story about the jockey?
I did, Lee Topless, yeah.
And you know, we actually know, I think we both know who it actually was.
Yeah, I do actually, yeah. But that story is fantastic. Even that alone would warrant admission to me anyway, regaling that kind of a tale again. But he just comes across as a kind of a happy-go-lucky, great character. I like him anyway, Harry Redknapp.
Okay, so John Gosden, Mark Prescott, Harry Redknapp and...
The last guy I went with was Gary Moore.
Gary Moore?
Yeah, I like Gary Moore. I think
you like your trainers?
Yeah, I do. I think he's a good character. I do. He's a kind of he's got that little Cockney edge to him, but he's a kind of, even though you see him interviewed, and I know, listening to him, he doesn't suffer fools, even though he has to talk to them every now and then.
He mightn't turn up so.
but I think he's a good. I like all the Moores. I like Ryan Moore too.
Yeah.
There's no. What you see is what
Ryan
you get.
is witty enough.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. But there's no pretense attached to Ryan Moore. Whereas and the same with Gary Moore. Like Ryan Moore comes along and he doesn't even want to talk to some guys. You know what I mean? That's fine. But like he doesn't come along and be jumping around the place and I won the derby and all this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? There's no falseness to him.
No, there's a humility about him.
Yeah, and it's the same with Gary. I like Gary Moore, and I think he's a good trainer too. On top of it, they'd be my 4 anyway. There's 4 different kind of characters.
There you go. An invitation for Dax in a few weeks' time is going out to Mark Prescott, to Gary Moore, to John Gosden, and to Harry Redknapp. Now, I interpreted this question a little bit differently, okay? And I was thinking, right, going out for dinner, thinking of stories and thinking different things, and I just loved at the time when I was growing up Channel 4 racing. So I said, I would love to get back in the same room, Alistair Down, Jim McGrath, Johnny Frankham, and either Leslie Graham, the female, wasn't she, Leslie Graham,
so,
Tanya Stevenson. If I could get those 4 or 5 in the same room, chatting all things Channel 4 racing, like the morning line days and, Cheltenham back when I was growing up, that would do me, Johnny. Yeah. But I have to say, I think I'd invite you as well. Now, I know I was a notable omission from your list, never even got a mention, but I think I'd have to bring you for a bit of crack.
I don't know about that, no, but no, you'd be all right with those 4. Yeah, no, that's a good list too, I suppose, is right. Yeah, look, everyone has their own, but I think you could bring my couple of my fellas, and they could talk about
anything
business, and that's nothing to do with horse racing. Do you know what I mean? I just think some of those guys are like, as I said, I could listen to particularly the first 2 forever and ever anyway.
Okay, there you go. What a cracking question this week. We've got up and running with our questions from the crowd. Our second question this week comes in from Jonathan Hoare, and it's about Shishkin. And Jonathan says, it wasn't his ground, Johnny Dineen. He needed to run. He will come on for it. He stays longer than the mother-in-law, and he's a class act. So surely Shishkin at 10-1 with Bet365 is a bet in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Discuss.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Oh.
I do, yeah. I agree with him strongly, actually. I do. I think 10-1 is a great price, to be honest. Look, as you said, he probably wasn't in love with the ground. I was raging I didn't back him on Saturday though. I never backed him.
He drifted out to a nice
price
price
money,
too.
Like I couldn't get it into my head what price is he actually to start. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Could you bank on him to start? And I said,
what price was he after? Like 2 fences?
He was 2 on very early in the race. Yeah, he was. He was 1.5 something very, very early in the race. So like the minute he started, there is a big fine to pay it in. Look, I hadn't backed him before. Like it's hard to back him at 4 to 7 after a fence when he's nearly evens going off. Even though because he had. I know you have to pay some sort of a fine for to be sure in him actually starting. But I do think he has a great chance in the Gold Cup. First of all, I could give you a good few reasons. He will get the trip on his head. No problem in the world.
Stamina is a strong suit, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wouldn't you wonder how he even managed to win an Arkle or a Queen Mother.
But the fact that he's able to win Arkles and Supreme Novices and races like that and whatever other races he won.
He didn't win a Queen Mother.
He didn't win a Queen Mother, but
Arkle
he did
and
in the
Spring,
Arkle. But even to rescue the Clarence House against Energameen, was it Energameen he beat?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that race, a high senior. One thing he does as well, he doesn't half finish his races. Like, he's a good, strong finisher. He wins a lot of close finishes. He's won the Supreme.
Abracadabras,
he won that race against the high senior. He beat Energameen when he looked all ends up beat, rallied on the running. And like, he is a good horse to finish. And one thing I really like about him is that, like the other day, when before they turned in, he wasn't going that well. And I was saying, like, I think he might. I'm praying that he won't win because I'm not on him. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, that's punter instinct, isn't it? Yeah. So next thing, it's saying, I think he might win it all. And the next thing, he locks on the bridle, and the race is absolutely all over. And all he's doing up the straight in is kidding him along. Now, he didn't win by a big margin, but I say he has an eternity in hand, as he should have, to have any chance to Gold Cup, like to beat and Protectorate in exactly brilliant form at the same time. But he looks like he's right back to his best. And the fact that the favourite has never run against him, has never beaten him, is a help. And a major thing is, he'll be there to win. He'll be there to win. He won't be like this, as opposed to the clowns that go over there and say, we ride him to finish and we ride him to get a position. They'll be resigned to going over there, saying they can't win this race, but they'll hopefully pick up third place, pick up the pieces. There are rakes of those horses go to Cheltenham, rakes of them. Your man getting up on the horse in the prairie knows in his own head, can't win here, but if we get third, I'll be up in an open top horse. Do you know what I mean? That's the way they think about these. Whereas this guy is going to go out from the start, is going to be pressing the gallop and isn't going to give him any respite whatsoever. And if he's 7th or 8th or 9th, it makes no difference afterwards. He's there to win. There's nothing else matters. Like you will see.
You'll know a lot on the first circuit, won't you?
I think, well, first of all, he needs to start properly. He needs to start properly as well. Like, it's no good, like, sitting off 3 lengths behind the last horse and your man doing this with the whip, this sort of stuff. You're in trouble then straight away. Like, you have to get an even start. You have to get a good start, like, he can't be any more than 4 or 5 lengths off the pace.
Where the start is at Cheltenham will surely help him. Do you know what I mean? It's on the way to the.
Yeah, I don't even read into that. I think that horse is like, he's definitely a horse with his thing. It depends on what kind of side of the bed he gets out. I'm not so sure about that. I wouldn't bank on him to start in any race, but I'd be hoping he would if you back him, obviously. Look, I just think he's a great chance. Better ground probably help him. Like, even in last year's Ryanair, like, to finish as close as he did after making an absolute Horlicks of a fence, like, he should never have been involved in that race afterwards. And I just think that if he's there turning in anyway and you're on something else, you'll be keeping a good eye on him. Okay,
so you took up fast or slow for the Gold Cup last week.
Yeah.
If you hadn't, and you're coming this week, would you have tipped up Shishkin this week?
I actually think if he starts, he has a better chance than fast or slow now, to be honest, yeah. I would.
There you go. Johnny Dineen agrees with Jonathan Hoare. Shishkin is a big player in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Next up is Kathy Cosgrove, and Kathy says it's all willy in the lead up to the Cheltenham Festival this year, Johnny. And she says surely other trainers are coming in under the radar. And on that note, can you give the best chance of a winner for Gordon Elliott, Paul Nichols, Henry de Bromhead and Dan Skelton? Okay, so first of all, Gordon Elliott, his best chance of getting a winner, I'd imagine he'll get more than one. But at this stage, his best chance of a winner is?
Well, he's got a few, he's doubly represented in a few races.
And triply represented in a lot of races.
I think he must have obviously it's a chance in the cross country. He obviously has a chance in the stairs hurdle. He's got the front 2 in the market.
I know where you're going here. And I'm not happy.
Yeah, no.
I'm very worried.
Brighter days ahead has a good chance, but he's probably only singly represented there.
That's who I thought you were going to go for.
I'd go with maybe T-Hoopo. Okay. Maybe T-Hoopo. I mean, he will have a few winners, of course he will.
How do you pronounce that?
T-Hoopo? T-Hoopo? I don't know. If he won, you'd know his name anyway, wouldn't you? T-Hoopo.
T-Hoopo, yeah.
Yeah, T-Hoopo, whatever we call him. Yeah, T-Hoopo. Yeah. Look, I'd go with him, but he probably has. He must have a good chance. Like Galvin ran all right in Navan, and the Delta Work, I suppose, didn't run too bad. I don't know. Look, he's got
3 of the top 4 or 3 of the top 5 in the Champion Bumper betting as well.
Has he? Yeah. Look, the Champion Bumper could be wide open. I suppose his best individual chance. Look, his shortest priced horse, I feel will be T-Hoopo when the time comes.
Tell me this. I won't go any further if she did. Did Brighter Days Ahead make your top 3 performance of the week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more. We will leave it there. So that's Gordon Elliott's best chance of a winner
It's probably Teahupoo.
is Teahupoo. Okay. So Paul Nicholls' best chance. Now I know you don't think he'll have a winner, Johnny. We know. No. But if he was, unbelievably to have one winner.
He could look. He's in a similar position to last year, where he's
in a better position, is he not? No.
He's not two again. Like I think, you know what I mean.
Okay.
That'd be my reading of him.
So what's his best chance? Surely it's Stay Away Faye.
It all depends on Fact the File. If Fact the File runs in that race, if Fact the File doesn't go to the Brown Advisory, well, I suppose Stay Away Faye. But I suppose he's got chances with the likes of Ginny's Destiny, Stay Away Faye.
What about the bumper horse?
Yeah, the bumper horse is some sort of a chance.
T-Shan.
Yeah,
that was impressive.
It was probably an average enough race, but he did win it easy, and he's got one other Stage Star. So there's his 4 chances. Who
did you go for?
I'd pick Stay Away Faye. I think he's his best chance, even though I don't think he'll win.
Best chance. This is the horse that Johnny said had no chance 2 weeks ago now.
But I don't think he'll win though at the same time.
Okay, but it's
possibly his best chance. Yeah.
There you go. So Stay Away Faye. The horse who won't win is Paul Nicholls' best chance winner at Cheltenham Festival. So this is our lucky 15 so far. So we've got Teahupoo.
Well, they can't do a lucky 15 because the next horse is in the same race as Stay Away Faye.
Okay. So here we go. Don't do a lucky 15, but so we've got Stay Away Faye and Teahupoo. Who's your next one?
My next one is Dan Skelton, you said, isn't it?
Dan Skelton.
Yeah. Well, as far as I can see, he had about one chance of having a winner, and that's the grey horse in the
Grey
Brown,
Dawning,
the Brown Advisory. Yeah.
Tom Siegel is absolutely mad on that.
Yeah, I think he's a very good horse. I think he'll beat Stay Away Faye myself. Even though I think
so, the question is just nonsense now. We may just forget about the question.
Okay, well, I don't fancy Jenny's Destiny. I don't really fancy Stage Star, and I don't fancy T-Shan. But I still think Stay Away Faye is his best chance. That's the answer to the question. But I don't think he'll win.
We'll never get back to
I do think this is Dan Skelton's clear best chance, because I don't see him having.
So do you think Grey Dawning has a better chance than Stay Away Faye?
I do. Wow. Yeah, I do.
And Fact the File.
Maybe not Fact the File, but he's the best.
No, I mean, if Fact the File runs in this race, you think Fact the File and Grey Dawning will finish ahead of Stay Away Faye?
I do, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Look, Fact the File may not run here, I don't know. And Fact the File is all hype as well, whereas the others have more substance in their form.
You like Grey Dawning?
I do. I like Grey Dawning, yeah. I think he's improving, and I think, like, there's no doubt he's beaten with Ginny's Destiny in
absolutely in Cheltenham.
In Cheltenham, no doubt in the world. I mean, he's beaten half a length, and he's lost all momentum and ground, everything. Like the one thing I'd have against Ginny's Destiny is there was 2 races that he shouldn't even have won. Like Crebbedy should have beat him, and this should have beat him. Like, and every day Ginny's Destiny runs, they leave him out in front, he kicks off the last bend, he jumps the last 2 fences perfectly in his way at sea in the parade ring. Like, it's lunacy that they leave them do that thing on a continuous basis. But anyway, they do, and he ain't going to get that or being afforded that kind of action, I'd say, in Cheltenham myself. That's another horse I wouldn't fancy at Cheltenham at all anyway.
Okay.
But look, I'd go up with Grey Dawning. Look, to me, it's Dan Skelton's only chance of a winner maybe now, you know.
Okay.
Unless he pulls something out of a rabbit out of a hat, like with Bridget Andrews at 1,000,000 to 1, he ain't win much there anyway.
Langer Dan maybe again.
Yeah, but like you're talking, like you're grasping the straws, like picking up them horses. They've only small squeaks, haven't they?
So Grey Dawning, and to complete our unusual lucky 15 is Henry de Bromhead.
Yeah, look, I'd have a lot of respect for Henry de Bromhead at this meeting, particularly. You know, he's good for chances too.
Yeah, he does get his horses proper.
Well, he turned up at horses here last year that at least 4 of them put up career bests in my eyes anyway. And out of the blue, money for them and everything. Like, how did anyone back Captain Guinness in the Champion Chase, finish second? Like Envoy Allen, 16 to 1 to about 7 to 1 on the day, won. He had another horse, even Honeysuckle, like it made a bad mistake at the last, gave away a length and a half and won in a walk in the finish.
In
won
the
easy.
pocket ran well.
In
the Supreme, yeah.
Yeah, it did, but he had another horse as well that ran a career. Oh, Mascada. How did he get that?
Mascada won the Grand
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Mascada, out of the blue, that kind of stuff out of the blue. So if he can pull something like that this year, I'd respect him in races. His best chance to me is Manelindo.
Oh, yeah.
But he has a good few chances now, but his best chance is Manelindo, I think. But I'd expect him to be amongst the winners now.
Okay.
I'd expect him to have more winners than
Paul Nicholls.
I would actually, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're forgetting about the lucky 15 because Paul Nicholls is not going to have winners. So we're going for Trixie then. Little Trixie, Grey Dawning, Manila Indo, and
Teahupoo. Yeah, Teahupoo. Yeah.
There you go. That's our Trixie. And those are the best chances of trainers other than Willie Mullins for you, Cathy. And last up this week in questions from the crowd is Gary Lowther. And Gary says, as Johnny likes to lay horses, which you do, of course, Johnny, he wants a lay for each of the 4 days of the Cheltenham Festival. Okay, so Tuesday. The lay of Tuesday is?
Look, I'm not saying I'd lay it. I'll just try and give you horses that I don't particularly fancy. It all depends on the prices and what they come up on the day. But I definitely wouldn't be with them now, no matter what, anyway. because laying is hard. Laying is so hard. I mean, I find it so difficult anyway, and I definitely struggle with it anyway.
It's lucky you were never bookie, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's why I gave it up probably. You know what I mean? It is so hard to win laying horses. I mean, you're continuously, if you pick a horse to lay at 3-1, you're betting 3-1 on, he won't win at the same time. It's a big fall if you get it wrong. So I don't know. Look, I tell you, horse I don't fancy. Tuesday. I don't fancy Marine National. I mean, would I bet 3 on he wouldn't win? I'll see when the time comes.
What on earth is going to beat him though?
But look, I think he might beat himself the way he ran the last day. Now, I think there is a chance that he may not bounce back, and there is a chance that he has a physical issue with you. And if he does, he certainly won't be winning anyway. Okay. He's probably even, like, if you do want to lay him, I'd say, like, he'd probably bounce back or be nowhere, won't he? Like, more than likely, you know. So
you could even place lay him.
Oh, you possibly could, yeah. Maybe that could be a cheaper way of going about it, no. But look, I don't fancy him now anyway. I don't fancy him.
Okay, so Marine National gone on Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'm going to pick Stay Away Faye actually. I don't actually fancy him. Now,
Stay Away Faye's gone from 0 to 0 within minutes.
All depending on what's the opposition and all depending on his price. But again, like 4-1, you're betting 4-1.
He has a massive chance, Johnny.
Who?
Surely Stay Away Faye has a massive chance.
Well, he has a chance, but I don't think he has a massive chance.
Do you know?
No, I think
he's an Alba partner winner who beat good horses, who has transferred that ability to fences, who ran against the big boys and was banged there, turned into the straight in a Cotswold chase. Like, he has to have a chance. But
are they big boys though? That them horses at this stage?
Well, they're older boys.
Yeah, I know, but they're like, I think myself, if you had a proper RSA or Brown Advisory winner, he'd put away those horses.
Well, okay, here's the question for you then.
Even as a novice.
Okay, if Capodanno ran in this year's Brown Advisory, would he win it?
I would say no.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's why you don't fancy Stay Away Faye.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Okay, so that's Wednesday, Stay Away Faye.
Do you think that, like, Capodanno's about 20 lengths off Gallop in the Sham? Is a Brown Advisory winner going to be, if he's to have any prospects? Like, put it this way, if you do oppose him, you should have Factor Foil running for you, right? You definitely have Grey Dawn running for you, and you have Monty Star running for you. Yeah. Like, Grey Dawning and Monty Star for starters, and you have a great chance of beating them. Anyway, there's 2 anyway, and Factor Foil is a great chance of beating him too if he turns up. I think he won't win anyway. Whether he wants to say 4-1 on that he won't win is a different question altogether.
Okay, that's Wednesday.
Thursday, I was trying to think now what's on Thursday.
So you have the Ryanair. You have the Stairs Hurdle.
No.
You have the Turners.
No.
You have the Mayor's Novices Hurdle.
Yeah. I'd go with...
Don't do it to me.
I'll go with Brighter Days Ahead, actually.
You're laying that?
Yeah, and look, I think you have enough of cover at the price it is. Like, obviously she's a good mare. Obviously she is. But she's not on her own being a good mare in this race.
It's a hell of a race,
It's the best race of the meeting, I'd say, isn't it? Like, most competitive... like, you've 3 top mares, plus you have other ones, lurkers there as well.
I was in Willie Mullins' for the media morning yesterday morning. Jade de Grugy, she's an absolute tank. I was shocked at how big she was.
You're right, okay.
She's a fine specimen.
Yeah, like I think there's no good thing in the race anyway. Do you know what I mean? No. And the few things that are against her are, first of all, she looks like she wants soft ground, which is not a guarantee, and she looks like she's plenty of stamina. Really, you know what I mean? Look, you've got 3 or 4 horses can beat her. Like, I wouldn't have a bet in the race, but again, if she was 3-1.
Because you think Golden Ace is a squeak?
I do, and I even think that horse of Durham's has a chance, the one they got off of Sherwood.
Queen's Gamble?
Yeah, I think that has a chance. I think there's 5 or 6 horses in this race with some sort of a chance. I do think, like, I can't see anything blitzing the opposition here, you know what I mean? And she's back in trip and on ground that mightn't be suitable. Look, I just think you have enough of cover to take your chances that she mightn't win. Like, again, would I bet, and the time comes, would I maybe... do you know what, in the time comes, I don't think I'd have a bet in this race. I think this is probably wide open. Okay,
you can cheer on Dice Ardinos for me, will you?
Yeah, all right.
Try and get her over the line. Badly needed. Okay, Friday. You're laying Friday.
Friday, I'm going to chance laying the favourite in the Gold Cup. Actually,
Galloping shots.
Yeah, I would. I think around evens. Yeah, I do. I think, like, people think that the Gold Cup is going to be like, it's like having a wee in the bed, like, kind of stuff. It's not going to be that easy, is it? Like, you know what I mean? You know, like, it's not.
It's like having a what?
A wee in the bed.
What do you mean a wee in the bed?
Yeah, that's as easy as. Do you ever hear that saying? It's as easy as weeing in the bed.
No.
Yeah, it is a saying. I've heard it a few times.
Have you?
Yeah. So look.
I thought you were taking the piss, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. So I was going to leave out the bad language. So anyway, look. Gold Cups are not easy. One, and like horses, he's going for a back-to-back. It's okay. Album 4 did it, but like you go back to best mate before that. You're going back 20 years before.
Yeah, but he's a better horse than Album Photo.
He is, but he might be running against better horses himself. Like, he's not going to get it as easy as he did the last 2 runs. Like the Gold Cup is going to be like from the start, get go, and there's no margin for error. And it even money, like I don't know how many even money chances are going to run between here and the Gold Cup. Hundreds of them. You know what I mean? With one, some of them 2-hand reels and maybe even the odd 1-hand reel. Like, and then fellas are saying you're tearing into a yoke at evens in the Gold Cup. I couldn't have it anyway. Let him win 100 yards. I take my chances anyway that something will happen to him or something will beat him on the day.
Okay, there you go. Those are the 4 horses Johnny is laying at the Cheltenham Festival. Marine National, Stay Away Frey, Brighter Days Ahead, and Gallop in the Champs. Those are Johnny Dineen's 4 lays, and that was this week's questions from the crowd. And get your questions into us up in the ante at racingpost.com. Get your videos in if you want to appear on the show. Get the video in. Put your phone out, ask the question, we'll show you on the screen. Get your videos in to Up in the Ante at racingpost.com. That was questions from the crowd. So, performance of the week time here on Up in the Ante, where Johnny Dineen counts down his top 3 performances from the last 7 days. Take it away, Johnny, number 3.
Number 3 for me was Handstands. It ran in the Sydney Banks in Huntington last Thursday. It beat
ride.
Django Boy. Good ride, yeah. But I think the best horse won at the same time. I do. I was fellas cribbing about the ride the second horse got. I was getting £5 off a Django Boy at the same time, so I'll probably bring them together if they ran off levels. But I thought he was holding them well going to the line. I don't think Django Boy would have won no matter what way he's ridden anyway. And like he's a horse that has only he's won the point to point, and then he's gone to Hereford.
Doncaster.
Hereford was his first run, and then he won in
Newcastle, maybe.
Newcastle, yeah.
Newcastle,
yeah, exactly, yeah. So like at very average races, came to here, it was well back, fairly big reputation. Didn't leave him down now, did he? Like I look.
Could he win in Ballymore?
No, I'd say he'd be more of a horse to go for Aintree, I'd say. But Aintree, if running it, I couldn't see him. I know I might be wrong, and like people like to go to Cheltenham and all that, but I have a feeling that they'll keep him back for Aintree. Or maybe even keep him back for the next year. Maybe
got a nice handicap mark as well.
Did he? Yeah.
3 something. Yeah.
Yeah, did he? Right. Okay. I've no doubt he's a decent horse because, like I'd say, the second horse is no mug either. Obviously, he's a Grade 1 winner even, and no, he's a horse that's only run 3 or 4 times, and then he's on an upward curve. He's delivering anyway. You know.
Okay, that's number 3. Number 2.
Number 2. Look, I'd probably feel to be saying what he's talking about. I'm going with Brighter Days Ahead, even though I do think Cheltenham. That's a different test, but there's no doubt she'll have a hell of a lot of ability at the same time, you know.
They absolutely love her.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, yeah, you'd imagine so. Like, she won with a fair swagger, her jumping was fine, and look, it was a no race at the same time. You would have expected her to win as easy as she did.
But she's beautiful to watch in a race, isn't she? She does everything right, like.
She does a lot right, and like, I suppose, look, the fact that she cost 300 and something thousand as a store is a monster price for a filly, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
So she obviously a good looker and well bred and everything. She's
gorgeous.
She's a lot going for her. Now I wouldn't know a horse from an elephant by looking at them, to be honest. But she obviously has. I mean, it didn't give her 310,000 for nothing at the same time.
For Nelly.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. So look, she has a lot going for her. There's no doubt she's a very decent animal. And she's on an upward curve too. Like whether she win at Cheltenham, I'm not so sure. But I'd no doubt that she's in the makings of a top.
As you know, Johnny, I've fancied Dice Sardinos all season. I think she's rapid. Like I was working in Navan on Sunday and was walking into the parade ring after Brighter Days Ahead won. And I just looked at her, and I just said, God, I wonder if she's a freak. Like I wonder if she just top class. Like.
Oh, maybe so, yeah. But like the Irish mares have to give away £5.
That's the big thing with Dice Sardinos, yeah. To give Jade the Grugy and Brighter Days Ahead, had to give her £5. Like,
so they have to be nicely better than them then, you know what I mean? So she's got to be as good as.
I've no doubt that Dice Sardinos is the quickest of them. But with how much of a stamina test is it going to be? That's the worry.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know myself. I think it is the one cracking race at the festival, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. And number 1, Johnny Dineen's performance of the week is.
I went with Edward Stone.
Oh, my Ryanair fancy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's probably put himself back in the running for the champion chase now.
Would you give him a squeak?
Look, I'll tell you what Edward Stone I think will do in the champion chase. I think he isn't going to have put the cat amongst the pigeons now because he's going to upset John Bond. And he's going to upset the favourite too, possibly. Yeah,
but did you hear Alan King's interview afterwards? Where he was asked, great performance, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, like, are you going to ride him like that in the champion chase? And he goes, I don't know, it was the right thing to do today. Maybe it won't be the right thing to do in the champion chase.
Look, I mean, I don't know. I look, those for
you do like horses being ridden prominently, don't you?
No, put it this way. I backed him on Saturday, right?
Right.
And I was sitting down at home and I'm looking at him lining her up.
What do you think?
And I said to myself, oh my God, he's going to make the running.
And what do you think?
What they do, grab the phone and have my cobblers on him. Yeah, exactly. And the race is over after the first.
Yeah.
It's over after the first.
Jump brilliant, didn't he?
But like he's run 28 times. It take 28 runs to know to leave him go off in front. It is mind-boggling. Do you know what I mean? It's mind-boggling.
It's a stable that don't particularly like to make the running.
Oh, I don't know. I can't get my head around that stuff. Like, if he doesn't make the running in the champion chase,
what will you do?
The man should lose his license in my eyes. Leave it. I don't know. Like, you've seen a completely different horse the last day. He surely has no chance of doing anything else bar going off like the clappers.
Yeah.
Because his jumping was a magnet. He could easily force mistakes.
And when he did win the Arkle, he sat third and fourth.
Yeah, exactly.
He was up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this thing of holding him up at the back. Maybe it was because when he was brilliant when he won the Tingle Creek being ridden that way.
That's a waste of time. Holding them up. Like, I even hear Paul Keeley on about it. Yes, he's right too. Like, what are you doing hanging on to horses that are pulling and dragging? You have to leave them go. Yeah. And it shouldn't take 28 runs until he's a 10-year-old to realise that we've been riding him the wrong way for most of his career. To me anyway, if he doesn't make the running in the King George or in the Champion Chase, he won't win it anyway. Yeah. Now, he might win it anyway. But I do think, like I was predicting maybe that John Bond would have been in front at the water jump in the Champion Chase, but he won't be now. Yeah. If this fella's ridden properly, he won't be. So that's going to upscuttle him.
And Nico can't really go and take him on. Do you know what I mean? He can't go, right, let's get into a pace duel early.
Set it up for the other one then.
So you're setting it up for El Fabiolo. So he probably could get...
But suddenly, like, Paul Townend has to keep his eye on 2 horses now, not just the one.
So he is actually a factor, is he?
He's going to upset the race anyway, at the very least. Yeah. The race...
He has finished ahead of an Ergamine.
The race has a totally different kind of dynamic to it now, I think. And as, like, I would have said if it was a 2-horse race, El Fabiolo focusing on John Bond, I would have said El Fabiolo will win. But now, if there's a horse 5 lengths in front of him again, it's a different race completely. Now, I'm not saying he can win it, and like he didn't beat anything the other day. To be fair, like he didn't beat anything, but he looked to have a swagger about him that he never previously had in my eyes. And look, I don't know. I know they like holding on to horses all day, but that wouldn't be for me anyway, to be honest.
Okay, so there you go. Johnny Dineen's performance of the week, who could be a player in the Champion Chase, is Edward Stone. So Edward Stone was Johnny Dineen's performance of the week. Who was your eye-catcher of the week, Johnny?
My eye-catcher was our horse belonged to Alan King. I thought...
Was he held up?
He was, of course, yeah, he was, and held up too far out of his ground. In a bumper in Newbury, I'm a Lumberjack.
Oh, I'm a Lumberjack, yeah.
It's his 4th bumper run now, so I'm not so sure that he can even run in another bumper now.
And he's caught me eye 4 times in bumpers.
But he stays well anyway.
Yeah.
And he's dropped out last with a 50-1 chance. It's about 4 lengths off the pace, off the group, you know what I mean? And when they quicken, you can't go with them. And he's staying on best of all at the finish. He's beaten nothing at the finish. He's beaten only a couple of lengths, maybe 3 or 4.
Best horse in the race?
Look, I'm not saying he's the best horse in the race, but he should have finished closer, and he should have been closer to the pace as well. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't get the right. I don't get his. I just can't get my head around that kind of stuff. I see him in a race. There's a race on Sunday. Fun against the horse of
Favour and Fortune.
That should have won, Favour and Fortune.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody tells me. That horse should have won. He's sitting motionless and a turning in. He gives a man 4 or 5 lengths for nothing. He fails by a half length to catch it. It is absolutely insanity riding like horses.
And
like
you know
that.
what? He trains insanity as well.
Does he? Yeah. Oh, that's right. But I don't get it. Like, after winning a race the day before by forceful tactics, you revert to type again the next day and you
Different horse though.
It doesn't matter. You can't give
He's
away.
a good horse, Favour and Fortune.
He is a good horse, and he should have won that race. And if you backed him, I think you could feel peeved.
Did you back Fun?
I had a small bet in it, yeah, but very small because I was leaking water at that stage. But no, look,
the wee was falling out of bed, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't. I was only shadow boxing because I was trying to just nip back a win and just get something back. But look, it was one that he shouldn't even have won, in my opinion. I think Fair and Fortune should have won that race, and I think I'm a Lumberjack. He's probably going to be a staying horse. So maybe bumpers, I'll give him that he's probably not quick enough to win proper bumpers. Okay. But he would win an average bumper. But I'm sure can you run more than 4 times in England bumpers?
Don't know that.
I have a feeling you can't. But listen, if they put him
in Ireland anyway.
Oh, you can. I see a horse making his debut at 8 years of age the other day. I didn't know that in the bumper. Yeah. Look, he'll probably be a nice novice hurdle for next season at 2.5 miles plus, I'd say even, you know.
Okay, there you go. Johnny Dineen's eye-catcher of the week is I'm a Lumberjack. It's what's happening this week time. We're going to preview 5 races on Saturday live on ITV. And last week, Johnny, We almost went through the card here and what's happening this week. It was a phenomenal performance from both of us. Yeah. We'll more about that later in the show when we come to our charity bet section. But yeah, we did very well, and you had a great Saturday last week. So hopefully we can continue here. We're going to preview 5 races, kicking off at Ascot with the old Reynoldstown Novices Chase, as we used to call it. Yeah. Is this going to be Apple Away's day?
Yeah, look, when I looked at it first, there's only 3 possibles: Apple Away, Brave Kingdom, and Kilbeg King. And I was kind of favouring Apple Away, but I saw the early prices, even money, that looked very, very short. Very, very short. So, look, I mean, it was well beaten by Great Awning and thing. I mean, it was pretty exposed in that race. Look, I think she
beat the rest easily, though.
She did, but there was only one other horse in the race.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. So, look, I do kind of favour her, but at the prices, like Brave King, I wouldn't be gone on the Honeyball's horse myself, Kilbeg King. But I think Brave Kingdom beat Theatre Man, Fairn Square and New Green. That didn't run bad in Cheltenham against Ginny's Destiny. So look, at the prices, evens 2-1, maybe Apple Away, but I'd expect her to be bigger than evens at the same time.
Okay. Moving across to Wincanton. Or I don't know if it's across or up or down. I don't know where Wincanton is in relation to Ascot. Probably
cross,
up.
Yeah. No, cross, I'd say.
Oh, cross. Okay, we're going across to Wincanton. The Kingwell Hurdle, Rubaugh versus Nemean Line and a few others. Probably, I don't know, Johnny. I'd say we mightn't see a champion hurdle winner here, will we?
Oh, it's unlikely. But Rubaugh, to me, looks once needs good ground to be at its best, doesn't it? Like, and it's not going to get that. And look, Nemean,
bottomless, yeah.
I'd say to be slow here. Nemean Line, I was kind of half favouring, but definitely wants further than 2 miles.
Okay.
Like, it is in the Rendlesham, which is a 3-mile race.
Yeah.
So, and it ran 2:05 the last day in wherever that was, in Kempton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And was staying well. So, but even at that though, it did win fast last year on the season, 2 miles. And if the ground was slow,
it's given a lot of rain, yeah.
And I think it has a penalty here as well on top of it. I still nearly chance it at the same time.
You don't fancy Rubaugh?
Not really, no. Okay. I think Rubaugh is a very vulnerable horse, and with any dig in the ground, and his last couple of runs haven't exactly set in the world that I'd either. No, I know they were in good company, but he hasn't been finishing now, and I'd say he's definitely a good ground horse. Okay,
the Rendlesham Hurdle Grade 2 over at Haydock. We're going up now, are we? We're kind of going diagonally.
That's definitely up anyway.
Up to Haydock for the Rendlesham.
Exactly.
What do we like here? Look, what about Sounds Russian here? Back. Hasn't run since the Gold Cup last year.
Yeah, hasn't run in ages, and it's its first run back. Yeah. And I think that's doubly declared too. That's in a few races on Saturday. I think it's even in a novice hurdle somewhere like that. I'm not sure, but I saw it in some race anyway, definitely. Bar this one. Look, Botox has dropped in grade here. Again, he's not running great. He's not
You're tipping him a lot though.
Yeah. But like he'd be a speculative choice for me now.
Again?
Yeah, because these are bad. These are bad now. Like if he doesn't beat these, he's in trouble at the same time.
Okay.
He's dropped a lot in grade here now. These are like.
So he needs more Botox, does he?
I think he does. He does something. But look, if he doesn't beat these, he's going absolutely nowhere at the same time. I'd fancy him, to be honest. But he hasn't been running great.
Okay, he's a guilty pleasure of Johnny Dineen's Botox has. The Grand National Trial at Haydock, this is going to take a bit of getting.
Oh, it is, 3.5 miles.
Then
this is going to be a desperate place altogether. Like it's going to be a quagmire, isn't it? And a slog. So you're talking 3 or 4 finishers crawling out over the last, that kind of stuff. I'd given that a chance. Famous Bridge. The ground was probably too quick for Doncaster. Got behind. He's won here twice. He has to go up an extra half a mile, but look, he has a chance in an open race though at the same time. That's all he has.
I thought, man, for Gavin Cromwell, potentially Keith Donoghue had a chance.
He has a chance, definitely, yeah. Definitely he has a chance.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder would he like real heavy?
I know, that's the worry,
That's a small concern, yeah.
And our final race we're going to have a look at is the Betfair Ascot Chase, L'Homme Press. Now, so the Gold Cup, all of a sudden, you're kind of thinking Galloping Champs is a good thing. Well, you're not, I know, but a lot of people are thinking Galloping Champs is home and host already. And then you're going, geez, Fast or Slow is a chance. Now you're going, Shishkin is back in there. Could L'Homme Press kind of put his name right in the mix?
Well, yeah, but if he comes along and wins here, I mean, he's got that horse of Nichols's to beat
Pictory,
yeah.
And Ahoy Senor.
Look, he should be able to beat Ahoy Senor at the same time. But look, he needs to win here to keep his hopes alive. But he's another horse in the Gold Cup mix that is going to be ridden up there. Do you know what I mean? He's another horse that's going to be preventing the favourite having a soft lead, because he likes to be ridden up there himself, L'Homme Press, if he can. So you're going to have the likes of him and Ahoy Senor and the Real Whacker. Even Shishkin isn't going to give him much. It'll be a different race, I think, completely. I do think he'll win here. I do. I do think like the other horse is very.
He's going the wrong way around though, isn't he?
Is Lamy Press? Yeah, he
Remember
is.
the King George
He did,
against.
that's right. Yeah, but I do think that if he's got to be
Brabant's game,
a genuine Gold Cup winner, like I think should be able to put the other horse away, even going the wrong way around. But there is a bounce factor coming into it too at the same time, because he had a stiff enough race in Lingfield. So look, I don't think he's a certainty, but if he has to have any chance in Cheltenham, he has to win.
If he was nudging towards even money, would you consider backing him?
I'd expect him not to be even money in this race, though, because I don't think he will be. But I would, I'd chance him, I'm sure, I would.
And a high senior, no? Just no?
I don't think you can face a high senior in any race nowadays, can you really, to be honest? Look, maybe he'll pop up someday, but he's had a good few chances now, isn't he? I don't know. Okay. It won't be for me anyway, to be honest.
Okay, that's a high senior. And I think Long Press, I think we both agree, Johnny, that maybe class will prevail in the Betfair Ascot Chase. And that's what's happening this week. So it's time for our midweek treat here on Upping The Ante, where Johnny Dineen tries to find you a winner on either Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. What day are you going for this week, Johnny?
I'll go tomorrow. I'll look
Wednesday.
I'll go with Illico.
Today, if you're watching on Wednesday.
Illico de Cot in the 2:30 Hereford tomorrow.
Illico de Cot, Dan and Harry Skelton.
Yeah, it's a 3 mile maiden hurdle. Look, it's a weak race. He's got like Golden Decor, he was an ex-Irish horse. He's got him to beat. He should win now at the same time. He won't be great price, obviously, but look, I suppose Skelton could be going better. His horse is not running well either. No, that'll be the small note of caution, really, but look,
you're trying to formulate an argument for this horse to win now, Johnny.
Yeah, I know. I fancy him, but I wouldn't, like, just with the stable being not exactly firing all cylinders. That'd be just a reduces stake a small bit, but he should win this at the same time.
Different class to these, you think?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he is.
Okay, that is Illico de Cot in the 2:30 at Hereford on Wednesday. It's Johnny Dineen's midweek treat. Last week you were snowed off, weren't you? Jaguar.
Yeah, Jaguar was just about to do his business, and then the snow came out of the sky.
And he would have won, wouldn't he?
Well, I'm saying he would anyway. I don't know whether he would or he wouldn't.
Oh, he looked great in the parade. There you go. Yeah. But it's Illico de Cot this week, 2:30 Hereford on Wednesday is Johnny Dineen's midweek treat. Now, this is the moment we have been waiting for here in Upping The Ante. We have waited 14 long weeks for this moment, Johnny Dineen. It is DJ versus JD, our weekly charity bet competition, and we've good news for the charity. We actually have some money for you. Johnny, it was a good week. 2 winners, okay?
Right.
So yours, first of all, Edward Stone did his business out in front. Bang, bang, thank you, ma'am. That is 50 quid at 2-1 for Johnny Dineen. Get you into the plus. You're now plus 75, but your lead didn't last long, Johnny Dineen.
No, about half an hour is all.
You got about a half an hour because Nico de Boinville, who rode brilliantly last Saturday, let's be honest about
Nico de Boinville rides brilliantly all the time, as far as I can see.
And he just gets criticised by these stylists, but he gets the job done, and he was terrific on a Birico Lord. 50 quid at 7-1, 400 quid puts me back nicely in profit, plus 225 at the moment I am for our weekly charity bet competition, Johnny. So I have 150 quid lead over you. 2 winners. Can we do the double again this week? That is the question. Where are you going this week for your charity bet?
I'm going to go with one. I need one now, Wangaroo, to pull out of the
Wangaroo,
fire. Yeah,
right.
yeah. I'll go with a horse called Max Charm. He's running in that Grand National Trial, 3.5 miles in Punchestown on Sunday. 2:35
at Punchestown on Sunday. Max Charm, you're going big here, Johnny.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a 10-1 chance anyway, I'd say minimum. Look, I thought he ran well in the Thai-Estes chase. Made a few mistakes and kind of shuffled him back a bit, but stayed on well at the finish. I'd say he will get the trip. We'll go on the ground. Now the stable is out of form without a doubt, but there are little signs that he's coming, that he's about to hit some sort of form anyway. And that did run well in the Thai-Estes chase. Look, it's an open race. I was looking for horses on Saturday. I couldn't actually find one that was definitely going to run. There was any kind of a reasonable odds. So I go with this one on Sunday. It'll definitely be in around double figures, and it just has a chance.
Are you getting worried that you might lose this competition, Johnny?
I wouldn't be unduly worried just yet now. You know what I mean? But I still have 4 or 5 weeks to put it right.
No, you don't. You have 3 weeks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, this is 15, is it? So we
have 15, 16, 17 and 18 before Cheltenham.
Yeah, but can you not pick them? Oh, you can't pick them last time. So many 3, okay, yeah. No,
we just have 1 week if it was up to me now, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, we'll see. Yeah, and look, if I do lose it, I won't be too pushed either. But look, I'll do the best we can. That's all I can do.
So Max Charm, 2:35 at Punchestown on Sunday for Johnny Dineen. And I'm going to Ascot on Saturday to the 2:25, the handicap hurdle over 2 mile 3, 12-1. Monville, I'm going for here for Harry Derham and Paul O'Brien. I think this horse is well handicapped off 128, Johnny. His chasing debut, if you remember, was back at Newton Abbott back in the autumn. And he was reasonably unlucky not to beat JPR1 that day. He didn't really jump with any fluency, but he got within 2 lengths of JPR1. That's strong form. Then he went to a novice chase at Ascot and it didn't go according to plan. He seemed to hate it that day. But he's been given a break. He hasn't ran since November. He's won on heavy ground at Sandown. I think any horse that wins on heavy ground at Sandown will cope with conditions this weekend. 2 mile 3, perfect for him. He's won around Ascot as well, so he's a course winner. And he was 5th in last year's Betfair Hurdle off a mark of 130. He's £2 lower now. Paul O'Brien has already been jocked up, so I think he's going to run. I think it's the perfect race for him. I think 12 to 1 is a big price, so I'll have 50 quid on the nose on Monville at 12 to 1, hoping to make 650 quid, Johnny Dineen, and that would be game over potentially.
Oh, I'd imagine so. That'd be a mortal blow for me.
That would be, yeah. You'd struggle to come back from that. You come back from a lot of things in life, Johnny, but you struggle to come back from that.
I would. I'm in trouble as it is now. I would have went out at 12 to 1 chance.
So there you go, Monville in the 225 at Ascot on Saturday, 50 quid at 12 to 1 currently with Bet365 Monville, and Johnny Dineen is going to have his 50 quid for charity on Max Charm in the 235, the Grand National Trial at Punchestown on Sunday, and that was this week's DJ versus JD. So now we come to festival teams time here on Up in the Ante, where myself or Johnny Dineen pick a horse for the Cheltenham Festival, or maybe we don't. We're getting to the end of the team selection, Johnny Dineen. You currently have 8.
Yeah.
So you have 2 more picks left, and then you've got your transfer deadline day swap, okay?
That's right, yeah.
So are you going with anything this week? You had 2 for us last week, anything this week?
No, I'm going to wait now for a while. A lot of the races that I have open to me are kind of obvious ones, and I do fancy the likes of Sergino, and so I can't pick that, and last year would. So I'll have to wait now probably for the last 2. It could even be handicaps when I see the weights coming. So I'm definitely not picking something this week anyway. Okay.
So you're not picking something. I am, Johnny. This is my last pick.
Oh, did your last go?
My last pick before transfer deadline day. Reason being, it's a double figure price now, and I just can't see it being a double figure price on the day. 11 to 1 with Bet365. I'm going for Indawi in the Boodles Juvenile Handicap Hurdle. Johnny, a race unbelievably that have a decent track record in. Yeah, I'm still living off Aramax.
Right.
Don't think I've tipped a winner since, but living off Aramax in the Boodles a couple of years ago. Indawi is from the same stable as Gordon Elliott, who also won the race last year with Jazzy Matty. I like Indawi. Good horse on the flat for Andrew Balding. Won at Epsom, won twice, won 2 of his first 3 starts, was rated 93 on the flat, cost 62,000 guineas in the sales, went hurdling. He's had 3 starts over hurdles, and it's been a gradual progression. Really did like his first run at Leopardstown over Christmas, where he was actually ahead of Lark in the Morning. He finished 5th, I think. Lark in the Morning was 6th. Then he went to Fairy House and he bumped into Miss Mansour. Willie Mullins won that. But again, I like the way he travelled. He's a strong traveller. I'd say he's a nice horse. And then last time they were far more positive with him in a maiden hurdle at Naas. And look, the winning distance was 2.5 lengths, Johnny. That was, let's just say, it didn't do his superiority justice. Jack Kennedy, the race, won a long way out. And I just think he's a nice horse. I think he's a classy enough horse for the Bulls. I know we don't know what mark he's going to get. He got a Racing Post rating of 128 for that performance at Naas. Look, he can't get a massive mark because he's only won a maiden hurdle by 2.5 lengths. But I think he's a nice horse. And I think he could be a horse with a future. Even if it's not this year, I think he could progress as the years go on. So he's my D of the Boodles winner. I know you're very keen on Lark in the Morning, who didn't run on Saturday and is rated 118. You're still quite keen on him?
He's a chance. I mean, the Boodles is nearly always a scramble, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's necks and heads and that. Invariably, I can't remember ever a horse win the Boodles by half the track. Can you? Maybe if he wins by 2 lengths, that's his max. Look, it's probably a hard race. Again, to see, you want to look at the weights and see maybe nearer the time before. Look, Lark in the Morning has a chance, all right, definitely. Yeah. And he looks well handicapped off 118.
Well, the reason I'm putting up Indawi this week, I just think in these weeks, like the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of movers and shakers in the handicaps because people haven't really looked at them properly yet. And I just think with Indawi, he's 11 to 1 with Bet365. And he's a type of horse I could see going off 11 to 2 or 6 to 1 on the day. Yeah. Gordon has a good record in the race as well. So Indawi for me is my final selection before transfer deadline day, where we can get rid of one, Johnny. We'll be dying to get rid of one anyway. Indawi 11 to 1 for the Boodles Juvenile Handicap Hurdle is my latest addition to my Cheltenham Festival team. Now, I know I'm probably preaching to the converted here because you're doing it already, but did you know you can watch replays on the Racing Post app? Yeah, you can watch replays, Johnny. You're in bed at night, looking at all the replays of the day. You got to get on the Racing Post app. It surely helps your form study going into the Cheltenham Festival. You can watch replays on the Racing Post app. You've got to do it. So that is it, folks. That is it for episode 15. 15, Johnny. We've 15 done. Does it feel like 50? Does it feel like 55 or does it feel like 5?
It feels like 15 today now.
Was today a drag, was
I'm
it?
tired now, you know.
Are you tired? Yeah?
Just today I am now. Not normally, but I am tired today.
Okay, you can't tell. You're good in disguise. Yeah. You must. If you're tired, then did you stay up for the Super Bowl? No.
No, if I did, I wouldn't be even here. I'd say.
Are you an American football fan?
I'd watching bits and pieces, but it was on too late. I didn't bother. No, I read the scores. No, I was watching it, reading about it in the morning. I never even knew that. I'll tell you what I know about American football. That I actually thought when it goes to overtime, that's the first next score wins. But they've obviously changed the rules that the crowd that both of them get a goal. If you know what I'm saying, it's like a sudden death kind of a thing. Whereas it's gone from like golden goal maybe to sudden death. Okay. I actually always thought that they played on and whoever got this first score, that was good night and God bless, but it's not, because the crowd that lost got the first score, they got a 3, and the other crowd went up the field and got a touchdown. That's how they won it. So Kansas City Chiefs got it.
And it was Taylor Swift's fella's team won it, did it?
That's right, yeah, she was there, yeah. She was there. And I didn't watch much sport. I didn't watch the rugby either. I mean, no.
Well, you were right anyway. Ireland won easy.
Yeah, they just about screw up the handicap, I think. Was it?
Did they beat the handicap?
I think the handicap was around 34. Right. Because somebody told me that he was on it. Yeah. And that if your man didn't put the ball over from the touch, like the kick, he'd have lost his bet.
Wow.
So he must have been on over 34, and it was dead on 34, and your man put it over. He didn't even know who he was now, but he made it 36. But Italy didn't even score in that match. 36-0. I don't know. I wouldn't be spending my 2 hours watching that anyway, to be honest. No, I think there was surely something else to be better to be done.
So have you a busy week ahead? You drove up today, you're going to Thurles?
I'm called to Thurles on the way down, yeah.
Fancy out in the Thurles today, no?
Do I fancy anything?
Most people watching this now, actually everybody, because it's out at 6 o'clock, right? So most people would know the results by now. Do you fancy out?
I give that a chance in the first, Pinkerton.
Oh, I actually thought that had a chance. No Mead back among the winners,
he had a winner the other day, and there was a few maiden hurdle favourites there, in around the middle of the card. Yeah. I'd say I'll be on a share of those now.
Okay, there you go, Pinkerton. So you'll know by now whether Johnny Dineen had a good Tuesday or a bad Tuesday. But every Tuesday is a good Tuesday, because it's Up in the Ante Tuesday, and we'll be back with you next week at 6 o'clock for episode 16. Johnny, we're nearly there.
That's it, yeah.
We're nearly there. Thanks for watching episode 15 of Up in the Ante in association with Bet365. I've been David Jennings. He's been Johnny Dineen. Thanks for watching.